A while back, we got really excited as we milled a tree in our backyard for our kitchen countertops in our bus conversion. But once we started preparing to work with it, we realized we had an obstacle.
Holy crap.
It's been a few weeks and the wood is dry now, but we have other issues to contend with.
This is one of the worst ones, huh?
We didn't lose that much out of that one.
But with the help of our friend Richard,
I've been kicked out of better places than this.
we're doing what we've always done on this journey.
Making the most of what we have.
It's going to let us take advantage of the maximum amount of wood that we have without a lot of waste.
And we are thrilled to see our countertops finally coming together. We're Mela and Don.
We uprooted our lives and left Los Angeles
With the dream of converting an MCI D3 40-foot bus into a tiny home on wheels. We are sharing our progress.
one bite at a time.
What?
How to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
We're gonna go and see if we can take a look at our wood for our kitchen countertops and see how well they're drying. So good news. Moisture level is down enough for us to start putting our countertops together.
Yeah, let me see, we're at 8.7%.
So that's good to go then.
It's down. See, it's come down a
Yeah.
percent since the last time I measured it. That one's at 8.
We chatted with Richard, came up with a plan of how we're gonna put it all together.
And if we do this the way that would look the nicest, this would be a miter cut. So in other words, the end of these boards going this way would run into the end of these boards going that way.
We do have some challenges, but we think we have a good idea of how to make these countertops look amazing.
This piece we'll make to this length, so that there'll be a joint here where these will connect.
Okay.
So this piece will be 1, this piece will be 1, this piece will be 1.
So we're excited to get started. We have to get quite detailed measurements of our cabinets because our countertops are not exactly being made the simplest way. We're gonna make a awesome diagram so we know exactly what's happening with our cabinets underneath so we know how we can secure these countertops down.
I think we've got the preliminary measurements. So I think what I should do is take it into the computer and redo it all so it's nice and clean, so there's all marks for everything.
Because right now, that's what it looks like.
And after I get it done on the computer, we'll come back out and we'll double check everything.
Triple check.
Triple check.
Well, we had an interesting morning. Last night, there was some huge storms. A lot of you are probably familiar or experienced the night. There were about 30 tornadoes in about 6 different states. We luckily didn't have a tornado, but big storm, a lot of trees down, and no power for us this morning. It's so crazy. Weather has been like flip-flopping back and forth. One day it's like 35 degrees high. Next day it's like 60 degrees. Today's cold. But Richard has power, so we're still gonna go do our kitchen countertops. We are triple checking our measurements. Don has made a really good diagram and he's decided he wants to take some more measurements.
There's so many ways you can measure this, so I've measured it every way so that in hopes that we don't make a mistake.
The wind is picking up out there. It's getting really cold. Last night it was actually warm during the storm, and today it's just windy and the temperature is just dropping throughout the day. Check. 74.25. All right, measurements are triple checked. Should we do this?
Yes.
Let's go do it. For those of you who are new to our channel, This wood we're using for our kitchen countertops was from a dead ash tree that was in Don's parents' backyard.
So my cousin Gene came back and we did some looking at the trees earlier, and then he brought his chainsaw and his milling equipment. It's pretty cool to cut the wood from trees in the backyard that I grew up in.
The tree had been dead for a few years, but unfortunately it wasn't dry enough and the wood did warp a bit. We originally wanted to do live edge countertops, but it wasn't going to work because the wood was warped. We have to cut it down to smaller slabs, which means we're going to go for a butcher block type look, but our aim is to try and keep it looking really raw and not lose all the sort of natural character and imperfections in the wood. Our friend Richard loves doing woodworking. He has an awesome woodworking shop that he built in his backyard, and he has offered to help us out. So we are taking full advantage and accepting Richard's help.
Today he's going to teach us how to make butcher block kitchen countertops out of our wood.
This is one of the worst ones, huh?
We're gonna see if we can get something out of that. We didn't lose that much out of that one.
Just going to lose a little bit, maybe right here.
No, I'd go back a little further, even more, out there. Let's go ahead and gamble.
See if we can get away with it right in here.
About right here, yeah, about right there.
Well, this guy doesn't have to get cut up.
Nope.
Oh, we got two good ones, don't we?
Yep, we can do that.
Great.
Two good ones. After we got our wood cut into flat pieces, we used the joiner machine to get our first perfectly flat edge.
We went through all of the wood planks that we had and got some universal measurements for width.
We'll see what 5 inches does for those.
That's what she said.
He's yours. I'm just following lead here. I didn't start the finger thing.
It's your bad influence on him.
It's your house. You make
I've
the
been
rules.
kicked out of better places than this. It's beginning to look like we're going to have plenty of wood.
That would have been a perfect time to say that's what she said.
Oh, he's having way too much fun here, Richard.
He's going to help you.
I'm just trying to keep up with you.
You can't do it.
Mayo on one side and the lettuce and the cheese on the other side.
Mustard, ketchup, and onion.
Next thing we did is split the wood, and this was actually taking the 2-inch thick pieces of wood we have and cutting them in half. The main reason we're doing this is because we don't really need 2 full inches of wood on our countertop. This will give us plenty of wood to use for the countertop and also make it quite a bit lighter.
It's all going to be an illusion though, because the front piece will be 2 inches, so it looks like they are thick countertops, but really the rest of it is skinny and light.
Well, as light as it can be with that amount of wood. It's going to let us take advantage of the maximum amount of wood that we have without a lot of waste.
We needed 101 1/4, right? So we got plenty. Okay.
This one's 19 and a half here.
Okay, so 40, 59 and a half, 60 inches is what we need to make this next piece.
It's a little hard for us to talk in there because he has this amazing air filtration system that sucks up all the sawdust, so it really minimizes the amount of sawdust in the room, but it is kind of noisy and a little bit hard to talk to you guys in there. So pretty successful first day working with Richard. We have a plan, we know we've got enough wood, and we're gonna start putting things together probably tomorrow. It's a beautiful sunshiny day today. We're still without power, but it's going on about 34 hours or something without power now, but we do have the generator, which we run during the day so we can do some basics. And compared to the devastation in Kentucky that we're looking at in the news, I think we're pretty lucky. So Richard still has power, so we're gonna go do our kitchen countertops. Today, I guess, it's just going to be a whole lot of milling to get everything flat and square so they fit together perfectly. First step was to use the jointer to get one side nice and flat.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
We got all of our wood planed, so it's all the same thickness. We're ready to start sanding it in a couple days when we head back.
And we just arrived home. Now we can hear that noisy generator, which means we still don't have power. Which is not so bad, except that we need to edit a video tonight. I don't know if we're gonna get our video out in time this week. But our kitchen countertops are looking good. the wood's looking good. I mean, it's not a countertop yet, but the wood's looking good, so.
And it's so much easier to work with somebody telling you what to do.
Yeah, someone with all the tools we need and just tells us what to do. It's like not even stressful.
No, you just figure out what you need to do and do
Just
it.
show up and do what Richard says.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time we start with one of the countertops.
A couple months ago, I found someone to reupholster these ottomans. Don has had these El Cheapo ottomans since I met him, and I've hated them, but I see the potential in them, so I'm gonna give them a little bit of a facelift. What I like about them is that I know that they can serve a lot of purposes for us in our bus. A long time ago, we got some fabric from Habitat for Humanity for just like a couple dollars or something, and I wanted to do it myself. I don't think it's super hard to reupholster these. I'd have to get a different kind of needle to deal with the like vinyl like fabric that we got. Honestly, right now, at this point in my life, I need to keep things simple. I have found somebody who is going to reupholster these for us. Yeah, I just feel like it's so much more worth paying somebody else to reupholster these, and it'll take her way less time than it will me. So I'm just gonna get these prepped, and we're gonna take these over to her today to give them a new life. And then she lost my number, and well, we kind of been busy, and I just kind of forgot about it, and Dawn reminded me today. She was like, oh, I'm so glad you called me. They've been done for a while, but I lost your number. So we're gonna go get them. They look awesome. When we get home, I'll show you them in a little more detail.
What do you think, Inspector?
So this is gonna serve as multiple things. It's going to be our footrest when we are on our sofa, and flip it over. We're gonna put some nicer wood up here to replace this, but that'll be a tray, like a coffee table. Of course, there is storage inside. We can store stuff in there. Plus, it will be a seat for our little fold-up dining table. And I'm sure it will also be a cat bed. Yeah, it's comfy. I like it. Getting a close-up of my bum.
We made some big progress on the countertops today. We were able to start arranging the wood and deciding which pieces of wood go where, which is a lot more complicated than it actually sounds.
You want to pick out the ones that look good and create good patterns, but that are also in the best condition or the flattest or
Or the right length.
That's true.
Since we're going with the rustic look, we don't have to have it perfect.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be good enough. I think that's going to be a tight enough joint. push all this wood to the back now.
Okay.
Okay, hold that in so we don't knock any pieces off the end. I'm going to try to get these reasonably even. Okay. Hold those so they don't fall down. Terrible, is it?
Looks good to me. I'm ready to eat off of it.
Now it's time to start doing your biscuits.
Once we had planned out where everything was going to go, we marked off where we wanted to cut out biscuits.
And
Yes.
you've got a little bit of slop room because the biscuit is actually a little bit smaller than the slot, so it will move a little bit. Yeah, hopefully when we do this now, some of the twists and the bows that are in it, this is going to get rid of that.
And then I learned how to use the biscuit cutting tool, which is actually really easy to use.
Just like this, and that's just about in the middle,
The little red mark, right?
right there.
Okay. Look at that.
And then these are made out of beechwood,
So they expand?
so they expand when the glue makes them wet. So it'll tighten up even more.
Uh-oh. I missed the biscuit hole.
Uh-oh. Fired.
Thank you.
With Richard's guidance, we've decided that the best way to do this is to create 4 different pieces for our countertop and prepare to bring them into the bus and then assemble all 4 of those pieces in the bus.
But that's basically enough wood. That tells us we have plenty of wood. That's
Okay.
why that was my main interest.
One of the biggest reasons being is because if we assembled this in the shop, we wouldn't actually be able to physically fit it through the door, up and into the bus. Probably be pretty heavy too.
Yeah, Countertops full length is over 8 feet. What would you say it is?
168 inches. That's way over 8 feet.
You got this.
Then we began gluing them together.
And then we clamped all those pieces together, sprayed it down with some water on the top part, and tried to clean all the glue off.
haven't glued together the main big piece of countertop. It's all ready to go, but before we glue it, we want to make some decisions on our cutout so our TV can come out the middle of the countertop. Enough work, it's time for Christmas decorations. Let's get this bus festive.
Christmas is coming, yeah. Start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming.
Been doing so much work, I haven't wrapped any presents yet.
Be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too.
We just want to say happy holidays to all of you out there, whatever it is you celebrate this time of year. We hope you have a good, safe time and that you get to spend it with your loved ones, and that if you don't, I hope you enjoy watching our videos for some entertainment while you're alone.
And thank you for following along on our journey in 2021.
We'll be back with new videos in January 2022.
Wait till I'm on the road.
Yeah, I suppose.
Here, just move that line.
No, it's meant to be.
Oh, you wanted it there? Oh, okay.
And then I learned how to use the biscuit tutting tool. And then I learned how to use the biscuit
Tutting tool.
tutting tool. Tutting tool.